You're heading into week 4. Who do you pick up? Who might be on waivers that can help you win your league? How much fab do you drop on Chuba Hubbard if he's available in your league? And he shouldn't be, because I've been telling you to put him on your bench all year long. But if he's out there, you have small benches, whatever. How much fab do you drop on Hubbard in week 4? Rondale Moore, he's owned in almost 75% of all leagues. Why is he on the list, Smitty? JD McKissic, same thing. He's owned in about 65% of leagues. Why do I have him on the list today? Emmanuel Sanders dropped loads in week
3.
It might be Trey Lance time very, very soon. Rostered in only 53% of leagues. Bryan Edwards, Zack Moss, we're going to break all of this down and more. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back.
You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty.
Take a lap.
Chuba Hubbard walks into week 4 as the top waiver wire guy, if he's out there. Christian McCaffrey goes down, likely out multiple weeks. The consensus language is a few weeks. That means he missed this week. He misses a couple more. He might be back after 2 more games, or it could be longer. We don't really know. We probably will find out more today or tomorrow or later in the week. Until McCaffrey is back, we're looking at a target monster. And the thing I love about Chuba is he's the most talented receiving back on this team by far, while CMC's on the mend. Freeman might be used up the gut. He might vulture some touchdowns and some carries, but Chuba knows what he's doing. He has command on the PPR work, and he's got the trust of the coaching staff. He just looks the part. Like when you watch him on the field, he looks the part. He's elusive. He knows how to find open space. I firmly believe he has a kung fu grip on that PPR action, which will keep him relevant no matter how much they want to try and use Freeman here and there. Per start, I'd be disappointed if you're not getting 8 to 10 running back numbers out of Chuba Hubbard, with upside for more, of course.
How much fab dollars do I drop, Smitty?
Like every week, only you can answer that question. I know you want me to give you a number. You want me to say
40%, Bill.
but I don't know your league. Nobody knows your league. Any advice giver giving you an actual number is like blowing smoke right up your rear end, because if they don't know your league or your league mates and that they don't drop more than 40% ever, and they're telling you to drop $80 out of 100, they're not doing you any favors. And if owners in your league drop 80 and 90 and $100 out of 100 whenever a guy pops up like this, because you can pick up free guys on Fridays and Saturdays and fill your holes through the available guys after blind bidding, then I'm doing you no favors going drop $70 on them. I've got a league where you drop $100 out of 100 every time a guy like this pops up, because someone else is going to do it. And because everybody's spending big, everybody's out of money like by week 8, and we're all picking up free guys during the blind bid. $0, I'll pick them up. It's like the end of an auction draft when everybody's out of money. And you could say, well, I'll save all my money and be the one guy with money left, like the guy at the end of the auction draft that has $22 and nobody to buy. You got to know your league. Only you know your league. I don't, but I can tell you like a confidence level. And I'll admit, the confidence level that Eli Mitchell was the top pickup of the week was like a 7 out of 10 to me. Didn't work out. That's why he wasn't a 10 out of 10. I didn't tell you he was a 10 out of 10. He felt like a 7 out of 10, but guess what? Shanahan had different plans. Eli Mitchell got hurt. A lot of stuff we can't predict. As of right now, Chuba Hubbard, even if you're only getting him for 2 or 3 more games, feels like the last opportunity to get this year's James Robinson. Maybe somebody pops up in a week or 2. Maybe AJ Dillon gets dropped in your league and then Aaron Jones goes down. I mean, those things happen. Like, make sure you know your league. If you've got really shallow benches and guys like that are getting dropped left and right, you might want to hang on to more money than Bill over here, where the waiver wire is completely dry all year long. You get maybe 1 or 2 shots at anybody relevant. There's a big difference in terms of who's available in one league over another. Think about what I just said. We don't know what we're going to get out of Chuba, but we do know, and we did know walking into 2021, that he is talented. One of my favorite backs from this 2021 draft class in terms of skill set. So the upside was huge, but the likelihood of being able to use the upside was very, very small in our minds walking into week 1. But he was a must-cut for all McCaffrey owners. Why he's available in about 50% of leagues is crazy to me, if it doesn't 100% have to do with a league being very, very, very small. But even then, like if you have one extra player, if you have McCaffrey, how did you not have Chuba? I'm still a little bit like blown away by the fact that this was one of the most must-have players for the owner of the starter in fantasy football, yet he's on waivers in about 50% of all leagues. Crazy talk. Neither here nor there. Pick up Chuba Hubbard as the number 1 waiver wire grab if available in your league, unless Madison is there. And that kind of depends on like if Cook looks like he's out again next week, but Madison shouldn't be available in any competitive league whatsoever because he was like a top 10 running back start in week 3. How could he be available? He shouldn't be available. If he's available in your league and you didn't grab him entering week 3, take a lap.
Take a lap.
Okay, why is Rondale Moore on here?
Smitty, Rondale Moore is only available in about 20% of leagues.
So why is he on here? I know what you're thinking. Rondale Moore had a very big week 2, 100 yards, touchdown, target hog, walks into week 3, very highly touted, drops a nothing. Well, 2 receptions for 1 yard, almost a nothing. It's crazy to think he was able to be held in check that badly. Like, that's crazy to go from what he looked like in week 2, coming out of week 2, to 2 receptions for 1 yard, an almost unguardable player. He will be dropped in a lot of leagues, which is why he's on here. And we talked about this in the YouTube exclusive group, and it was brought up a couple times. Great topic, because if he is dropped, you can come around that second set of waiver claims because all the drop players go on waivers for a day or two or whatever your timeline is. And this might be the top pickup of the week if he gets cut. So keep an eye out. He's a wide receiver 3 going forward. I don't care what he did or didn't do in week 3. I know he's got wide receiver 3, elite wide receiver 3 potential in that offense under the command of Kyler Murray, an unguardable player who will go up and down because he's a rookie. Grab him if he pops up and is available. Same thing with JD McKissic. He's available in about 40% of all leagues. Not a big number, but he could be dropped in week 4 as people are trying to scoop up other players. They're like, he didn't do anything last week. 1 week wonder. Look at Gibson getting the 70+ yard reception. This guy's supposed to be the PPR guy. What's Gibson doing getting all that? And I hope Gibson returns to form. Gibson I'll talk later about on tomorrow's show, or later today if I release the video today. My buy lows and sell highs for week 4. I'll talk about Gibson from 2 different perspectives. But JD McKissic still caught 80 balls last year. JD McKissic's still going to be involved moving forward. And at the very least, you Gibson owners better grab him and cuff him so you have the starter in Washington on lock. He and Rondale Moore are not available in a ton of leagues now, but I want them on the list for people that do find them available in that 15-20% of leagues, and then the people that are going to see him pop up on waivers. Probably will be the most 2 asked about players on Wednesday and Thursday. Hey Smitty, Rondale Moore, McKissic got cut. Who do I pick him up for? Probably the most common question I'm going to get with these 2 guys along those lines. Emmanuel Sanders drops 5 receptions, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns in week 3. Clearly looking like a favorite for Mr. Josh Allen. Bounce back, top 1 to 3 quarterback. Go forward, as we've talked about for the first 3 weeks here now. I'll be honest, in week 1 and in week 2, I'm like scratching my head. Like, what is going on with Josh Allen? I definitely never wavered on buying him low, but it's like, okay, when is he going to do what he did in week 3? Thank you, Josh Allen, for returning and making fantasy football lineups great again, and making Emmanuel Sanders a really, really good wide receiver 3 option for people that are hurting at wide receiver 3. I don't know how much fab dollars to drop on him. It depends on your need for a wide receiver, but I would say, like, he might be worth like a 20%, 15% fab dollar drop, but it all depends on your league, which I can't determine because the trend and historical trending of adding and dropping and the dollar amounts used, I don't. I can tell you a confidence level of maybe 5 or 6 that he's one of the better wide receiver 3-4s you're going to find for a while, if that helps you. But I can't tell you drop 1850 when I don't know what's going on with your waiver wire system. All I know is Josh Allen's back. And where are we sending Emmanuel Sanders go forward? I'll tell you where. We're going to send him to the chopper.
Get him to the chopper. Get him in the lineup now.
Get him in the lineup. Get him to the chopper. Trey Lance season is on the way. I can smell it. Sunday night against the Packers, I thought Trey Lance was going to come out and start that second half. Shanahan doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to be completely blunt and honest. He's a stubborn man, sticking to his guns on this one. I don't know why. Trey Lance will help the team not only win more games now. I don't care if he's a rookie needing to gain more experience and mature. This isn't Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence or Mac Jones or Justin Fields. This is Trey Lance, a different player. Doesn't matter what the other rookies are doing, because Trey Lance is a different player with a different skill set in a different offense that has better players to support him that don't look better because the whole thing's not jiving well. But you plug Trey Lance in. Every time they plug Trey Lance in the preseason with that final play right before the half when he punched in a touchdown, every time they have him in there, he turns the team around. There's a different dynamic. Everybody's vaulted up and playing better. Defenses are shadowing where Trey Lance is, and then Kittle's wide open over the middle. You have different coverages, different schemes. Everything changes when Trey Lance is on the field. Trey Lance needs to be grabbed because he's available in about 45% of all leagues, and he could be a league-winning quarterback if you grab him, put him on your bench, and if something happens to your starter, you can plug him in and be fine. Trey Lance season is coming. Grab him. I really like Bryan Edwards, and I believe, I'm not at 100 on this, but I believe he had a touchdown call back in week 1 and week 2, or he at least had 2, if I remember correctly, 2 touchdown opportunities where he should have come away with 2 touchdowns in both those games. Guy looks good. If you're watching every play and you know what's really going on there in Las Vegas, you know that this guy's better than his stat line is telling you. Grab him. He's a very crafty wide receiver 3 go forward, and he shouldn't be available he's only rostered in 37% of leagues. That's crazy. Grab him. Zack Moss, I don't know if we're going to put him in the chopper quite yet.
Get him to the chopper.
Maybe.
Get him in the lineup now.
Maybe as a flex in a deeper league, but he's gaining value and momentum. And if he stays healthy, he'll flirt with like running back 3 flex type value, I think, all year. It's a potent offense. So make sure he's not available. Grab him if you miss out on all these other guys. Now for the other players. Gainwell, you still got to make sure Gainwell's not sitting out there if you're in a deeper league. He will eventually, in my opinion, get multiple starts, and he's a very, very, very talented player. By the time you watch this or right before, we'll know if Hurts had a good week 3 or not. And we might know if Gainwell has gained value too much to where he might climb up the rankings. Who knows where he'll be if, let's say, Sanders goes down in the game and you put him like right here. Jakobi Meyers bounced back and is still available in an uncomfortable amount of leagues. I would make sure he's not on waivers. I tentatively put him in here because I probably rank him higher than this, but he's not going to be available in a lot of leagues. So I just want to let people know it's still an uncomfortable amount. One call away, Callaway. I told you I wouldn't play the song until the man scored a touchdown. He's maybe not saving the day yet, but 40 yards and a score. He looked like a man pulling in that touchdown pass. So I'm very excited to see him on the map. We'll see what happens and how he progresses. Nyheim Hines, pick him up if you need a running back. He's going to get volume as long as he's healthy. Barber, probably one of the better backs to pick up this week. You could even move Barber into this range right here. I don't really know why I've got him that low, but I think I don't trust the Raiders or Josh Jacobs coming back or whatever, but you could put him right around this range. You could put him above Zack Moss and Bryan Edwards if you wanted. Bernard, same thing. I like him. Tom Brady wanted him on roster to help with pass protection. Wouldn't shock me if Tom Brady made it a must to have him in the lineup more. He's pretty exciting, very injury prone. When healthy, he'll be potentially a really good flex or plug and play injury type running back, plug and play. Kirk kind of depends on if Hopkins and Rondale Moore are healthy. Same thing with AJ Green. Maybe AJ Green benefited from Hopkins being banged up. I'd pick him up in very deep leagues, but I'm not attacking him yet. But he's starting to look like he might have a little bit left in the tank at the wide receiver 3 or 4 level. Marshall's available in a lot of leagues. I don't know why. Grab him. He's a good wide receiver 4 right now with potential for more. I don't know why I've got 2 Giovanni Bernards. Let me fix that. Renfro, a good ad, and Deshaun Jackson. He won't be healthy by like week 5, but looked good. He always does. If I missed anybody, comment below. It certainly is hard to know who's available in everyone's league because I don't play in your league, as surprising as that might sound to some of you. But go get Chuba, go get Rondale if he gets dropped. Go get McKissic if he gets dropped. Catch me every single Tuesday and Thursday here on the Fantasy Football Show here on YouTube, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday and Thursday. And this is my live stream schedule. Very easy to remember because of the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday and Thursday. Then midnight Eastern, both Friday and Saturday. All your start bench help comes on Friday and Saturday at midnight Eastern. Very easy to remember. And the entire 1 hour leading into kickoff every Sunday morning on Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. Follow me on IG. Not to mention we do voicemail shows all the time where on my Instagram you leave me a voice memo and I will play it and answer your questions. So go to Instagram and drop me a voicemail during the show. And get over to Smitty1.com and click on the Underdog banner that I have that pops right up and play Underdog Fantasy. And if you're a new depositor, I will give you a free SleeperU.com membership. All you got to do is DM me and show me a screenshot of you making a minimum deposit of $10. And it's so fun to play Underdog. Honestly, best ball, playing weekly contests. It's like protecting your happiness on Sunday because if your team doesn't go well or injury strikes, you've got a whole separate team based on this week that's different than your draft. You know a whole lot more right now about what's unfolding and you can do a great job drafting a team. So play Underdog, play best ball. They got all kinds of awesome contests. Just go to Smitty1.com, minimum deposit $10. Click on the Underdog banner to get there. If you venture there without doing what I'm saying, going to Smitty1.com, take a lap first of all, but enter promo code Smitty when you get there and the code will take care of you. Get a free SleeperU.com membership and get my content, my rankings and all that. And order my text advice at HeySmitty.com. Get your one-on-one text advice for me. Where's my phone? I got a separate work phone just for my HeySmitty.com members. I carry around 2 phones with me constantly. Hey, Smitty, I'm getting the milk. Or no, that's the wrong person. I meant to say start Herbert. Constant one-on-one advice from your man, Smitty. Go to HeySmitty.com. Look for my buy low, sell high video dropping in probably less than 24 hours. Later.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty!